That's not working. Type of thing it is. That doesn't matter. Leave it. So we had search context here. Search context. From there, we had both two childs here, which is one is web driver, one is web element, and we have multiple interfaces others also like text screenshot, JavaScript executor. All these interfaces has been implemented in a class which is called remote web driver. Remote web driver. And remote web driver has been extended to different browser drivers like Chrome driver, Gecko driver, Opera driver, Edge driver, Safari driver, like that. So this was the basic structure of coding, like how the methods and the interfaces and classes connected. Now we have to know what are the methods are there available for us to work with. So if you want to know that what are the methods are available, how it's working, what are the methods we can work with. So as I told you, right, like yesterday itself, that this web driver and web element is the like kind of father and mother of this whole Selenium. They have all the methods which we need to use. Now, first we have to understand how they are in the use. So one is web driver, other is web element. So web driver is an interface where someone is recording the session, hopefully, right? So
Yes, Samita.
web driver is an interface. What is happening in the interface? So I told you, right? Everything in the architecture, I told you, wherever the whatever the commands you are writing, those commands will be going to the driver, and driver will be operating to the browsers, right? So the commands for the drivers are listed in this interface. Whatever a driver can do, possible way. So driver actions for browser. Driver actions for browser. It's called web driver. Okay. And web element. So what is a web element? Web element is basically in any web page, whatever you see, everything is a web element. Like it's an element for the web page, right? That's why it's called web element. Like if you see for any website, just suppose this is the website. So this text box, these buttons, this text, the dates and all this button, this is the text, this text fields, everything is the web element. Okay. The text, the text box, the checkbox, this checkbox here, these drop downs, these links, everything is a web element. Okay. So
All the UI object you are saying.
yes, anything you see in a web page is a web element. It can be a text, it can be a text box, it can be a link, it can be a checkbox, it can be a drop down, it can be a button, anything. Okay. But whatever you see in a web page is a web element. So, and we do action on them only, right? When you are manually doing some testing, you click them, you send some data, you you select a value for the drop down, correct? So operating or operations for the web element, operations for web element will be stored in this interface, web element. Got it? What is web driver? What is web element? See, basically you need two things. First, one thing to control the browser. How the browser will be controlled? Like this is a browser, right? I want to open a tab. I want to go back. I want to close this browser. I want to minimize. I want to maximize. I want to go to an URL. Okay. Open a new tab. So these things are browser actions, right? Driver will be operating on the browser. That's why they are called web driver methods. Driver actions for the browser. And web element is the operations for the web elements, which we can do, like click, double click, selecting a value in the drop down, sending some data in a text box, these things should be stored in the web element. Clear till here, right? Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So now we have to see what are the methods are there. Uh, so we'll discuss some methods. If I miss any, that will be a bad thing. But let's see. Web driver. So I'll just write for me. Okay. Everything is a method I'm doing. Get current URL. Window, import Windows, manage. Okay, as much I remember, these are the all. But if I missed any, you guys can like I'll check once with the internet after describing all. So these are the methods for this interface. Okay, WebDriver. So if you remember that structure, so what is WebDriver is an interface has been implemented by remote WebDriver. So these methods got an implementation because it is an interface. No implementation is there, right? So it got implementation in the remote WebDriver. From remote WebDriver, Chrome has extended it because Chrome has a different way to close the browsers. Uh, Edge has a different way to quit its browser. So this thing, so driver operations has been implemented in different ways for different browsers in Chrome driver, in Edge driver class, in Safari driver class. Different classes had implemented them in different way. So what are these things? What are these methods means? I'll describe each and every method because these are important actually. So close is something to close the browser. Okay. So whatever the actions you are working on, it will close the browser. So, and it will only close the active window. Okay. What is the active window now? We'll say active window means, so one second. This is the browser with this many tabs open, right? Correct. So if I give the close,
Yes.
sorry, I'm getting
No,
echo.
please carry on. Carry on.
So with all these tabs or multiple tabs open, close will only close this particular active tab. Okay, active window would be open. Close. If I give driver.close, it would be closing the active window. And quit is also used to close the browser. Okay. Quit can also close your browser. So if you are doing any automation, you want to close the browser, like automation has been completed, you want to close the browser, you can use both close and quit. So when to use what? That is the basic question. And this is the interview question. What is the difference between close method and quit method? So what does close do? As I said, close only closes the active window. Whatever is the active window, close will close that. And what is quit? Quit has like quit closes that particular JSON wire protocol. You remember what was the JSON wire protocol? JSON wire protocol was from your machine to the driver. The data was going through JSON wire protocol. The session has been started there, the automation session for driver. So if I close the driver itself, the browser has been closed with all the sessions, active, inactive, and everything. So quit session. We call it session. Whenever the JSON protocol goes to the driver, a session ID gets created. So that session itself gets closed. If this is closed, driver is not getting any more command to operate on the browsers, right? So that's why quit is like closing everything. Quit closes the JSON protocol itself or the session so that driver will not work anymore. So all the active, inactive, every session of the driver, whatever was there, gets closed. And close only closes the active window. Any doubt? Like you haven't understood what I'm saying, or any doubt?
Yeah, clear.
I'm saying again.
No, sir.
Cool. Now we have get. Get is to use open URL. Okay. Okay, I'll maybe use the notepad. Small close. Third is get. Get is something to open any URL. Okay. Like get is an overloaded method actually. It's saying yes. So what you do whenever you want to do, we do like this. Driver dot get. Then we import https://www dot 13. Got it, right? Driver.get will open that particular URL, whatever you want to. Okay. Okay, I forgot one here. I remember one now. One method was there, navigate. Navigate. Navigate, what is the functionality? So this helps driver to go forward, backward, reload the active flow page. Also can be used keyword. So basically, what is navigate? Navigate is a method. Get is clear, right? It is very simple. Any doubt on this? Get?
No.
You can tell me like
No,
if you have any doubts. Cool. Now we have the navigate. So navigate is the one. Basically, if you have to remember, so I remember it like this. These three buttons are navigate. Okay. Navigate can control this whole bar, this URL bar, these three buttons. So if you see, I have said the same thing. The navigate helps to driver go the forward, backward, reload, and the active on the active window page, and also can be used to open URL. Okay. So it's like kind of the code would be driver dot navigate dot to. Then you have to give the URL here. This is to open URL, or else you can use driver dot navigate dot. These are methods, right? So there would be that this one navigate dot forward. Then it will go one step forward like that. Okay. So backward is there, reload is there, everything is there. So navigate is used to for the driver to work on like this. Now here is one more question. What is the difference between to open an URL through get, open an URL through navigate.to? Both ways can open the URL, right? You can see both ways the URL can be opened. Then how to use this? Which one to use mostly? So to answer the first question, sorry, we use the driver.get. We did. Don't know why doing there. Mostly for the open URL. Now, what is the difference? Okay, driver.get is mostly used to open the URL. What is the difference? I don't know how can I explain this, but driver.get has an advantage. Navigate.to also have an advantage. Okay, both has advantage, but we use driver.get. Why? You will see driver.get when used. You guys have any concept of API? Like anyone knows what is API, like basic level? Anyone?
Yeah,
Okay.
it takes data.
Okay. I don't think API would be needed. Okay, we'll leave it. Driver.get when redirects to the URL, it waits for the first element of the page to be loaded. And driver.navigate.to. Why it is happening? Navigate.to navigates to the URL but doesn't wait for any. So what is the difference? But I'll tell you now. So driver.get, what happens when you are giving driver.get? Just suppose you are trying to go to the Amazon website, okay, and your internet is very slow. So driver.get operation is not only to reach you to the Amazon website, but also it will see if at least something on the page or the first element of that page should be loaded. First element means the whatever a single element of that page should be loaded at first. Then the driver.get operation ends. Till then driver.get works. And navigator 2 for them it doesn't matter. Navigator 2 just will reach to the particular URL. Okay, the page got loaded or not, it doesn't matter. Why it's important, you have to understand. Just suppose you're going to the Amazon page and you are trying to log in. So for login, you have to send your mail ID, your password, and you have to click login button. Correct? For driver.get, it will go and it will check at least the email box is loaded or not. The first element. If the first element is that, maybe no, maybe first element would be Amazon logo. But I'm just saying as an example. Until unless the email box or some of the first element is loaded, it would be operating. It would be still in the gate mode. It will try to fetch the first element, then the gate operation would be ended for driver. But here, the URL has been reached, done. It will not even check. And why this checking is important? Because if the email box is not there, email box has not been loaded due to low internet connection, your script is gonna fail, right? It can't it can't go forward. It's gonna give an exception there that my automation script is not working. So that's why this loading of first element or at least getting something loaded is important. That's why mostly we do driver.get. Okay. I know it's a little bit unclear for you guys maybe, but this is the easiest way I can find right now. Like if anyone else can help me, Leela, Naresh, you guys can give me any idea how to express this without API? Naresh will not hold. Leela?
Can we show some sample like how to initialize that? Go to navigate to Amazon and how can we do that one?
Basically, it's hard, bro. If I want to show sample, the API call will happen instantly, right? There would be
No,
no
no.
visible
We can show
difference.
that initializing the web driver, then that is easy.
Sorry?
Initializing a web driver on these things, we can show like that is easy. How to quit and how what is the difference between quit and close those things. We can show that is easy, I think.
No, bro. It's more about practice. For if I have to show close and quit, I have to open multiple tabs.
At least get
Let's
and these methods.
okay. Let's go. Like practically,
Okay.
it's kind of hard. Like through I, you
Yeah.
can't even understand. You have to open the network tab, check the API call, then you will understand. Leave it.
Yes.
So driver.get basically is something like, okay, I'll show you one thing. So this is the URL I want to reach, right? So what happens? I'm going a little bit in depth, okay? It might be get hard. So this is the network tab. These are the something, everything gets loaded here. So all the web elements are loaded here. I'm getting it refreshed. See? So these are the things that are getting called, okay? So all these elements and all, so I'll show you. So these are the elements of the web page, right? Everything, one after another. So if you see the first element itself is the head, the head, all these things came, where's the element, and from the body it starts with the class. This whole body it starts. This is the first element for this page. So for get, until unless this first element gets open, the driver.get would be still working, not only reaching to the URL, but also it has the operation to get the first element to be loaded. For navigator 2, reaching the URL is enough. If your network is slow, first element is not getting loaded, it will not care about that. That is the basic functionality problem. Like basic functionality I'm saying, but it's really hard to show without the knowledge of API. And practically also it's impossible to solve. So just live with it as of now. And so these were the advantage for the get, but disadvantage for navigator 2. But the disadvantage of get is now it doesn't store any cookies. Whereas the navigator 2 stores cookies. It is a very simple explanation. So cookies, you know what is cookies, right? So whatever you're doing on the previous page or in a web activity that gets stored in your local memory, that is called cookies. So driver.get doesn't store any cookies because it doesn't have any cookies. So if you want to go backward now, it's not possible with driver.get. But because navigator 2 always stores the cookies, you have always a way to go forward, backward like that. That's why navigate, actually the navigate functionality can store the cookies. Okay, that's why this forward operation, to operation, backward operation, these things are possible. So the first one was in advantage of get. The second one is the advantage of basically the navigator 2. Now there are cases, okay, in which cases still we try to do the use the navigator 2. There are cases where I said right, mostly use driver.get, but navigator 2 can be used for special cases. Okay, special case means where whatever you want to do is like you are already in a URL working in like working in a page, then you want to change the URL in same tab. What I meant here, I meant this. I'll show you once. One second. I think it will get log out. So this is the page, right? So I'm already doing some operations UI script. I'm clicking here. I'm clicking on settings. I am going to back to inventory. I'm in more dashboard like that. I'm going around in this same tab. So I have once done driver.get and given this URL and I have came here and I'm doing my things here. Now I want to change my URL in this same tab. Like I want to go to settings, all settings. If I want to play with this URL tab again in the same tab in automation script, we use navigator 2 then. We don't use get then. Like basically what I'm saying, driver.get you have done URL. Then you are doing some operations like driver.click, driver.click. Then you want to go to another URL again in the same tab. So driver.get URL. This one we don't do because this time you always want to store the cookies. So what we do, we do navigate dot to, then we give the URL. This is the basic like use of navigator 2. Like if you want to, in the same test case, you want to change your URL in the same tab, you should use navigator 2, not get. This was a little bit tricky, I know, and this is one of the tricky question in interview also. But the more you will practically do the Selenium hands-on, you will know. Don't worry. Just I'm giving as of now overview, so don't have to worry about this. Now we have find element method. Find element is used to find any web element in the page. So I told you, right? Whatever we see in the web page is a web element. So why find element is needed? So these are the web elements. You can see this is a button, this is the link and everything. So whatever the web element is there, driver will be working on them later on also, right? Web element actions would be there, clicking them, selecting a drop-down value, these things, right? So we have to find that particular element and then only work to it, or else there are like 100 of text boxes. Which text box you want to send the data, right? It would be impossible to do the things. That's why find element is there. Find element is the one who can find the web element in the page for web driver. Web driver will find the element through this method. Then we have find elements. Find elements is a list of web element. It stores same type of web elements in a list. What type of same elements? Like maybe just suppose you have a web page like this. You have n number of text boxes, and in every text box you want to send the same data. What you will do? You will find the element each one and after one and after one and after and send the data dot send data dot send data dot send data. It's not possible, right? So what you will do? You will just driver dot find elements and tell them find all the text boxes. It will collect all the text boxes together, and you will just do one loop, right? We know how to iterate a list or any collection. So through that iteration, you will send the data one by one, one by one, one by one. So, but remember, it's important that find elements return list of web element. So whatever the type you are giving text box, so for the text box, whatever the web elements are there in the web page, it will store it. So silent today. I know it's getting a little bit hard, but this is important. Are you guys with me or did?
Yes, Samita.
Yes, Amita.
Like you guys have any doubt, you can stop me, okay? Like you can
Yes,
interrupt me. I don't have any problem. Any doubts till now?
Yes, sir.
You
In
want me to
driver
explain
dot
anything
get
again?
method.
Yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir. In driver dot get method, it wait for the first element, which means which element. We didn't mention any element, right? Then how
No.
it
See, whenever the page is getting loaded, that's what I showed you there. So you didn't mention any element. Very correct. So, but still, whenever any page you open, these elements gets loaded right here in the DOM. These are the elements list.
Okay.
So
Okay.
whatever would be the first element there, that would be getting loaded. You don't mention it for that web page. What is the first element that will get loaded? Like for this web page, this is the first element. But if I go to Amazon, so I'm clicking here. So for this web page, this was the first element. See, it got a little bit time here. It got stuck, then it came. So
Okay.
just like that. So for
Yeah.
this web page, whatever will be the first element that will get loaded. It will wait for that element to get loaded.
Okay. Whereas in navigate to method, it will not wait for the first element to be
Navigator 2
loaded.
doesn't look to the element. Navigator 2 is like you told me to go to the URL. I went to the URL. My job is finished here. It doesn't matter for me if your page got loaded, your element got loaded, you can see the elements, you can't do work, your automation script failed. It doesn't matter to me. For gate also automation script can't fail. It may fail. How? Like you have given driver.get, it waited for the first element. Very good. First element got loaded, but the element you need to work on that itself is not loaded. It may happen, right? The save button is not coming
Yes.
yet. Save button is taking time. Still may fail, but gate is giving you advantage. Okay, boss. At least I have given you first element to be loaded. That means page has started to load. That's the basic point.
Okay.
Okay. Any doubts? Tell me, guys. Like I'm giving you like this space because it will be a little bit overloaded. I know it's very normal. Generally, we go with the methods and with practical, you know, the use of the methods. But if you go at a deeper space, like after even 3 to 4 years experience, when we ask the interview, they don't know what is the use of what. Any doubts? You can say yes, no, no doubts.
No,
Yes, I
no.
am happy. No doubts.
No,
Yes, I'm happy.
No, Nitin.
So,
Cool. You guys clear about this? Find element, find elements.
yes, Amit.
So I'll still write it here that like just I'm doing for example. Okay, don't, it will not be a perfect code. I dot text box. So it would be find elements returns a list of web element, right? So I said whatever the text box you see, driver find everything. Okay. So you have to store it somewhere. So you will be creating a list of web element, giving a name of maybe text boxes equals to this. Okay. Because it will be returning this one. Then you got everything. Then you can get the size text boxes dot size. Then you will get a for loop where you will be iterating them and sending the data to everyone. Got the point? So find element and find elements. So I'll tell you these two are interview question. Okay.
Yes, Amitabh, I have one doubt.
Yes.
For suppose in this find elements, every text box has a unique ID, right?
Hmm.
So,
That's what every text box or everything in the web page will have a unique ID. Very correct. But if you want to use the find elements, you have to find the common thing between them. Then only I said, right? It stores the same type. You have to give something same there. Like I'll show you. Like maybe I'm showing for that website. It might not be that hard, but it gets hard. Trust me, it gets hard. Okay, when like it's showing this text box has an input tag, right? It is an input basically. So for every text box, if it's same, say it also has input. It also has input. It also has input. Getting my point? So what you will
yes,
use?
Amitabh.
You will use that boss. But it's not working because it's in TD. Doesn't matter. So you will say that whatever the input it has, just go and fetch them. You have to find, that's your capability, bro. That if you have all the unique elements, but trust me, they will have something common and then only you can use the find elements, or else it's no use. That's why I said it stores the common. Okay, maybe same type would be a wrong word. Common. Common elements, you can say. Common elements in a list. So it's not like that would be like how easily I have given like, first of all, the code is wrong, but I'm saying how easily I have given a text box of what I'm saying all the drop downs, it not be ever that easy. You have to find a common thing between them, then only you can store them, because that common thing, like driver, is something like, just suppose you were asked, like someone went to the market of your relative, okay, and you were asked that can you go to that market and search this person, and you will be asking like how, if you don't know like how he looks like or how she looks like or what he or she was wearing, right? If someone says that he or she was wearing a red dress, so just like that, driver find elements by red dress. You have to find that red dress thing, that if that was thing there. So what you will do? You will find everyone there in that particular market, whoever is wearing the red dress. Got it? So find elements works like that. But whatever the common thing you will be giving to them, it will search everything out from there.
Okay. Got it. Thank
So
you.
as I was saying, till now everything is a PR and interview question. Close and quit is an interview question. Get and navigate to is an interview question. Find elements is also interview question. Okay. We are getting a little bit deep now. Window handle.
Okay.
Window handle. It's very hard to express what is that, but let's try. So window handle is something like sorry, I have given get window handle. Get window handle is a method to capture the window handle, like it returns string. Okay, it returns string. string is a return here. So what is a window handle? First you have to understand. See, when we are working with automation, so we may have multiple tabs open. Okay, multiple tabs are open. So all these tabs is a different window for the driver. Correct? It's a this window, like it's a first window, it's a second window, it's a third window, like that. And all this window, though we can see the title, right? We can see the title here, Bizom, or it's a mail, or it's a chat, like that we can see. For driver, it's not possible to see the title. So what it does, whenever it opens any new window, it generates a random random numeric. Okay, it's like this. It for every tab it generates a random numeric or alphanumeric uh, string. That is window handle for that tab, and driver knows that window through that only. Like if you say, like I'm doing automation and I'm saying my driver go to the mail, it will not understand. But if I say go to that particular window handle, what he has created for that mail, it will understand, okay, this window handle he is giving, that means I have to go here. Like window handles are the unique identifier for driver for every window. Getting my point? Anyone got anything?
Each and every tab, it has a numeric or alphanumeric string. By that,
Yes.
it finds.
Yes, generated by driver as identity, you can think. So what it does, get window handle, basically, if when you'll be giving driver.get window handle, what you'll do, you are operating in the mail, right? So for this window, for this mail, whatever the window handle driver has created, it will return you in a string. You can print it out, basically. Got the point? See, so driver.get window handle. So you can see what the driver window has been given for this window. You want me to show? 1 second. I have a project open right now and hopefully it will run. Don't mind what I'm doing. I'm just running this one just to show a printout to you. That's it. Oh, you got one, huh? So driver was in this window. See, this window handle got printed. Like it went to the login button and all, clicked on the profile icon. This window handle got created. You can see, right? So this is a
Yes.
window handle, like though the actual tab name was users, because I know I worked on that application. So it was, though it was users, but still that window handle got, like it's a name for the driver for that window. Okay, unique identifier. Like Naresh has sent one in the chat. If you guys can see in the chat. See, this would be like this. This gate window handle. Sorry.
Parent and child. First one is parent and second one is child.
It might be two different windows, bro. You don't have to think parent and child always will be there. But oh, Naresh, you are saying. Okay.
I am
That's
sending
different.
the parent and child.
Okay. But for any window, there would be there. Like basically what I'm saying, like as we can see the tab names For driver, it's window handles, how it identifies which tab is what. That is the thing. And if you want to know your current present tab handle, that would be get window handle. Got it? Uses for the driver to get the window front tab. Here? Like, you got the point, right? What is get window handle?
Yes, Amitabh.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts? Like, you can be like being honest. It doesn't like we have to go expressway, so you have to complete anything, nothing like that. Just let me know if you have doubts. Cool. So the next thing we have get window handles. It returns a set of string. What it will do, basically you understood already from the find elements, right? So basically when you write the driver.get window handles, it will go and whatever the tabs are open for all the tabs, it will fetch the window handles and store it in a set. This is very important, okay? This uses a set as collection.
The set is the return type for this get
Yes,
window
this is the
handle.
return type. Yes, set of a string. Handles, right? It will be a collection basically because multiple handle will come. The collection type is set. Like here, elements was collecting as a list of web element. It would be a set of string.
Okay, Amitabh, got it.
Get window handle returns a string, right? So multiple handles will be multiple string. So multiple strings would be stored in a collection. That collection type is set. That's it. So
Okay.
driver will collect window handles for all the open tabs and store them in a set. Got it?
Yeah, Amitabh, got it.
Why it's used in the market? That is the most basic question. Get window handles is used to switch the tabs. Like for manually, we say this tab to this tab, we go by click. But for our driver, we have to let it know, right? You have to go to the chat. What you will do? You will fetch, just suppose only these two tabs are open, right? So you will fetch all the get window handles and then you will be saying to get switch to this window handle, right? This particular one. So driver will understand because if you say driver dot go to chat, it is not possible, right? So you have to give driver its own identity, what it knows. So you have to give that alphanumeric number for that chat. Then only driver can switch the tab. Still, it's not that easy how I'm saying it. It's a complicated process. Why? Like basically, can anyone tell me what are the properties of a set?
It does not have duplicates.
No duplicates. Unique values.
Unique values.
Unique values, correct. No duplicates, correct. And one more thing is there.
There is no order.
Yes, there is no order. I don't know who said this, but that was what I was asking for. For list of web element, what was happening? Whatever the text box were there in the web page, serially it was storing. First text box was always first. Second text box was always second. Third text box was always third. But for the tabs, even if your tab is on the third number, it is a possibility that window handle got stored to the driver on the first one. Getting my point? That's why iteration for this window handles is a little bit tricky. You got it, right? What I wanted to say. What I'm saying. You guys can say no without being silent, you know. That there are text boxes, okay? So if you are using find elements stores as a list, correct? So list also will be having the order 1, 2, 3, 4. if you say that particular driver go to the third text box, it will always go to this one. No doubt, because it's a list. Now window handle is something like these are the multiple tabs. Okay. For you, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you are storing them get window handles. It will be storing in a set. The order might be 3, 2, 1, 4. Now, if you say to the driver that go to the third tab, you will be expecting to go here. But for set, it might be the first index, the 0th index. Getting my point? That's why iterating here to a particular tab is a little bit tough. It's not only a little bit tough, it's very tough, but mostly in interview they will not ask, but I'm giving you why it's like in in driver operations, there are two collections only. One is find elements, one is get window handles. Get window handles returns as a set of string, find elements returns as a list of web element. Used to change tabs for the driver. Just know this till much. While you will doing the practical get window handles, I don't think easily you will face this, but if you face this, you will learn then. It's not a spoon feeding I can do for this case actually. Till here it's clear, right? Any doubts? Tell me. These two.
Yeah, clear, Amitabh.
These two are again interview questions, okay? 7 and 8. Because till now, whatever I said, they are very close. You can see the close actions. Close quit is a very like they are very close. They do almost the same thing. Get and navigator 2, they are also very important. Find elements. Get window handles. Even they may ask you 6 and 8. Find elements, get window handles. What is the difference between them? Basically, they wanted to ask you what is a list and what is a set. Okay. They're like reverse question. Okay, what are the methods? Second method is manage. Manage is something like to manage the driver properties. Not driver, actually, browser properties. Like we use the manage to maximize, to minimize, these things you can think of, okay? Driver dot manage dot window dot maximize like that. Like I'll give you the example here. Driver dot manage dot window. If I'm saying window, I can show you from here. 1 second. I have one over there. So let's do that. Driver dot manage. If I give dot, you can see what it can manage. Timeouts it can manage. Window it can manage. Cookies it can manage. And these things only you can do. Okay. So if I give window, you will see here maximize, full screen, get position, get size, set position, set size, whatever the dimension you want to give for your window. Like it's used for the compatibility testing, like different small screen resolution, higher screen resolution, these things. Okay. So this is the what manages. Okay. And after manage, anything I'm missing? Okay. I think switch to is also there, right? Naresh or Leela? Driver operations only.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Switch to is basically to switch between the windows or frames like that. Windows means I told you, right? For driver, window is the tabs, what we say as a tab. I told you, right? So if you want to come from this window to this window, it would be a switch to this window. Okay. Like that. I think mostly these are the ones like we use. If anything I have missed, then like you can, as of now, you can leave it there. So these are the web driver methods with their own functionality. These are the things they can do. Any doubts? Any doubts, guys?
clear. It's clear.
Cool. So like that, we have wave element methods. It will not take time. Yeah. Anyone wants to say anything?
Yes, Amitabh. Can you show what is frames in the web?
Frames are kind of a different search. I even forgot that site. If from maybe. I'll check if they have the frame still now. So frames are something. See, if you see from the top, it's like I have 3 buttons, right? Okay, frames are something which is used by the UI developers to like frames are independently, they will have their own body. Like what is the HTML structure? Basically, HTML basic structure is it will be in the HTML tag, then it will have a head, it will have a body, correct? This is the HTML structure. Inside the HTML itself, if you want to, you know this, right? At least everyone knows this HTML
Yes.
structure.
Yes, Amitabh.
HTML is the main parent. It has 2 childs. Okay, I'll write like that so that it's easy to understand. It will have one head. It will have body. These are the childs for an HTML. Now inside the HTML itself, if you want to, one second. And inside the HTML itself, if you want to like inside the body, again, you want to create another HTML, then they use the frame. Okay, they give the tag iframe. Inside iframe, again, you can initialize one HTML with again head, again body. Okay, so if you see here, I will inspect this element. You can see here, right? This one HTML going on, HTML head body, correct? They gave them the iframe. Again, a iframe has a HTML which has a head and body individual, and the HTML is closed here only inside this iframe only.
Yes,
Got it? So from one HTML, if you want to go to another HTML, you have to switch the frame. So that's it. The switch to frame. This is the frame. Okay. This whole thing, if you see here, I'm selecting this is a frame. Like that, it has another frame, it seems. Somewhere it would be. Yeah, another frame is there. So it will be switching the frames. Like if you want to click here, you have to switch to first this frame, click here, then again switch to this frame, then click here, then again switch to somewhere, click here like that. Okay. So that is basically the frame.
Okay, thank you.
1 second. Okay. So any doubts now for this? Okay. So it has click, it has send keys, it has. Okay, I'll do one thing. Web element methods you guys can go through, like search in the Google directly. Methods for web element interface. Methods for web element in Selenium. You can see here, right? All the methods, what its return type and all. Just go through once, okay? And if you have any doubt, just let me know. Tomorrow we'll discuss on this. You guys go through once yourself.